Hi everyone, it's Dr. May, and today what I'd like to speak with you about is this idea of being our biggest and brightest and most alive self versus being our smaller selves. When Dr. Jen and I speak about this, we often say it's like little stuff and big stuff. And here's what we really mean. When we're being our biggest and brightest and most alive selves, we're really deeply connected to our hearts and our souls. And we have a sense of where our greatest joy is, where our greatest aliveness is. We are really in touch with what we really bring to this world. There's a great saying that the two most important days of our lives are the day we were born and the day we discovered why. And so our biggest self is so clear and so connected to really this why we were born. And I had one of those days a couple of years ago where I got super, super clear on why I was born and recognized that my gift is to be a powerful, loving, and giving human being. Actually, to be a powerful, loving, and giving leader. So that sounds really great and all, doesn't it? And I absolutely love that reminder. And it's a reminder that I actually give to myself as often as possible. And I need that reminder because there are days where we lose sight of our bigness. We lose sight of our greatness. And one of the biggest things that has us lose sight of that is when we start to nitpick, guess where? In the mirror. When we really start to look at the things that we perceive to be faults, things that we perceive to be imperfections, and we get really critical of our body, of aging, of our weight, and we zoom in on those things as the things that are wrong with us. And where we really get into trouble is when we start to over-identify with the way that we look, because what we're essentially saying is, that's what matters in the world, that's why we were born, so that we can, look a certain way or be perceived a certain way. And we start to give that when we start to give that too much credit and we detach from our bigger selves, that's really where we lose our aliveness. And so my experience with working with people around these areas is it really takes a community of people who are speaking a very conscious language of bigness and most alive selves. And as we nurture our most alive selves, as I nurture the powerful, loving, and giving qualities in me, of course, I become more and more invested in that, more and more proud of that, and more identified with that. But gosh, if all of my conversations are about this wrinkle or this many pounds or what I'm wearing or what kind of shoes I just bought, if my conversations are leaning in that direction, then that's the part of myself that I will strengthen. So what I feel so proud of is that we are a conscious community who really is about staying in our aliveness and being most committed to who your most alive self is. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking, I have no idea why I was born, I have no idea what my most alive self is, I'd like you to put some thought into that. Really think about when you're being your best self, who is that person? Just as you heard me say, powerful, loving, giving leader. And if you're really having trouble with this, that would be a great reason for you to sign up for our intentional living course, because we dive deeply, deeply into that idea of helping you to really discover who that is. So again, if you know who that is already, if there are some words that you really identify with, go ahead and post them on the Facebook page and certainly let us know where you are at with today's challenge.